But one thing that I am going to do is show you guys what else I have for the car. The carbon fiber pieces you guys have been waiting for. So I'm going to go grab those out of the house and set them up, and then I'm going to show you. Oh, hey! All right, there they are. That's What's up, guys? We are back, man. Today I want to focus on getting these brake calipers cleaned up and get them painted like I mentioned to you guys before, because that's the final piece to our puzzle of the suspension and putting the wheels on this car and setting it down. So yeah, man, let's just get started on that. Alright guys, so obviously they're filthy as hell right now, so we got to get these things cleaned up. But before we can do that, we got to disassemble them. We have to take the actual calipers off the caliper brackets. The brake pads are still inside of all of them. The two fronts, I still have the brake lines attached to them, so we got to get that taken off. Obviously all the little rubber in here for the slide bolts, the hardware, that all needs to come off. So we're gonna do that. That's step one. Get them cleaned up the best we can. We're gonna get them cleaned up really good, and then from there we'll be hanging them up out back. We'll go through primer and paint. That'll be step two. Step three is we're gonna bake them. We're actually gonna bake the paint in the oven so that we know these are dry. Let them cool off, and then we'll be installing them on the car. So let's get started. Yes, I literally had to bolt that onto the car so that I'd have enough leverage to get that motherfucker to loosen. I hate these kind of calipers that you have to spin the damn thing to get it to push in. Alright, last one is in the water. And I'm going to let that soak for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. At least until the water is cooled down enough for me to put my hands in there, because it's really hot. Alright, so as you guys seen, I have all my hardware all laid out here. I just did, you know, little boxes out of tape and marked it so that I know and I can keep all the hardware separated and I know which one went with which. So I mean, I know for a lot of you guys, you probably don't need to do something like this in order for you to remember where everything goes, but for me, from experience, I know I need to label stuff and I need to make sure that I know where it came from. So if you think that you're gonna have an issue when you go to put everything back together, then you might want to label stuff, man. Alright guys, these have been soaking for about 30 minutes now. So the water's cool enough I could actually put my hands in here. Grab some various different scrub brushes here. Rinse them with the super clean again and just scrub them with wire brush. This is a softer bristled plastic brush, so yeah, just try to get them as clean as I can. Now what I did on each one of these, the bolt that holds the brake line in, it actually has a hole in the center of it, and there's a hole on the side here. So if you were to just put the bolt in, it's still going to allow water to travel through. So I used some of this Teflon tape and I wrapped each one of the bolts quite a bit with the Teflon tape, and just screwed it in so that the water isn't going to actually go inside of the calipers. Right here, the cylinder that comes out, it's got a little rubber seal around it. You don't want to tear that seal up with your wire brush, so be careful. My recommendation is not to go around it at all. Like, if it's really dirty around that area, maybe get something like a scrub pad or one of these softer bristled little scrub brushes. This is the plastic bristled brush I was telling you about. Use one of those around where that seal is at because you don't want to tear it up. By the way, I got this scrub brush right here from Harbor Freight. This thing was $1, man, and it works amazing on everything I've had to clean, especially whenever it's got a lot of little crevices and everything, like the transmission. When I'm doing the engine block, this is gonna be a lifesaver. So yeah, if you guys need a good wire brush, hit up Harbor Freight, dude. Best dollar I've ever spent aside from 75-cent Taco Tuesdays. Alright guys, there they all are, as clean as we are gonna get them. Now, as you can tell, even though we spent the last couple hours scrubbing and pressure washing the absolute hell out of these, they still look like crap. And there's really not much you can do about that. I mean, it's just, I believe these are made out of aluminum. No, just steel. Don't mind me. Either way, the metal is just so stained and everything from years and years of use. So, I mean, you're not gonna get these to look brand new. You're just not going to. So that's the reason why we're gonna go ahead and put a coat of paint on them, just to refreshen them and make them look good again. And yeah, so basically these are ready to go. They're ready for a coat of primer, almost. I have to go through and mask off the little bleeder valve. We're gonna mask off this bolt where the brake line attaches, and we're gonna go through and we're gonna mask off the rubber and the cylinder on each one of these calipers. Oh shit. On each one of these we're gonna mask that off just so we don't get paint all coated on there. And then also on the brackets here where the slide bolts bolt up, I'm gonna put some tape over this because that's something you gotta put grease in and everything, and it's supposed to be able to slide smoothly, so I don't want a bunch of paint overspray in there possibly affecting that. So we're gonna go ahead and mask those off as well. All right, I wanted to go over this with you guys really quick because it might save you a headache. I mentioned that this cylinder right here and this rubber needs to be masked off. Now looking at it, it could be kind of intimidating and a pain in the ass. You might be thinking to yourself, am I supposed to take a piece of tape and try to follow this and mask it off? I mean, which will work, but again, it's kind of a pain. Or, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Tape this off, okay, cover it with tape, cut it out. When cutting it out, risk possibly cutting that rubber. No and no. So I'll show you guys really quick what it is I do. First, I'm gonna lay my tape down on here because it's not wide enough, so I'm gonna make it wide enough. By doing it this way, I'm able to press firmly on this seam to make sure that these two pieces of tape become one pretty well. I don't know how to word that. Anyhow, now I'm gonna take the piece of tape and I'm gonna cover this entire area. Okay, kind of press down firmly, but we're gonna be peeling it back up, so you don't have to push it down too hard. Now you're gonna outline where it is you want your tape to cover. I'm a little shaky right now, too many monsters. Okay, you have your outline. Now you're gonna peel it back off, lay it back down on a clean surface. Okay, now you're gonna cut that out. I go a little bit on the outside of the mark I made, so it's a little oversized. Okay, now you have that. You come back and you're just gonna cover that area. Now, this is kind of overlapping it a bit and covering more of the area than what we actually need, but that's fine. Now remember, this is a spot where your brake pads are sitting. You are literally never gonna see inside of here. So it being overlapped a little bit is gonna help it to stick better, to make sure it's not gonna come up, and overall it's gonna work out great. So there you go. Alright guys, I have everything masked and it's hanging out back ready for paint. So what we're going to be using today is Rust-Oleum brand. The primer is a high heat primer, resists heat up to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's going to work fine. And then for the paint, this is actual specifically for calipers, caliper paint, also made by Rust-Oleum. This resists heat up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no idea how hot the brakes actually get, but I mean, this stuff's actually made for it, so that's what we're using. Alright guys, I'm obviously going to start off by giving these cans a really good shake. They say to shake it for a minute, 2 minutes, whatever, but just shake the hell out of it. Okay, so I'm going to put pretty much 2 coats of primer on everything. I'm going to do the first coat. It's just going to be kind of light. It's not going to completely cover the material. Second coat's going to be heavier. Once the first coat, it kind of tacks up a little bit. Second coat's going to be heavier. That's going to help you to where you don't get runs or whatever, especially with spray paint. Spray paint, for me anyhow, it's a lot easier to get a run with because you're not actually controlling the volume of air coming out and yada yada, but I think we'll be alright. Alright, that's after 1 coat. As you can see, it's not completely covered. Alright guys, that's after 2 coats of primer. And from looking everything over, it's all got really good coverage. I'm actually surprised how that spray paint can, it did pretty damn good. Alright guys, now I'm going to let the primer set up for 15-20 minutes, you know, long enough for it to dry basically. And then we'll start hitting it with the paint, with the caliper paint. Now, if you guys are going to be doing your front and rear calipers and the brackets and everything like I'm doing, I recommend that you should probably get 2 cans of paint so that you can do at least 3 coats on everything. I only bought 1 can, so I don't think I'm going to have enough, since being that the primer is almost empty and I only did 2 coats on everything. So yeah, there's not enough in this to do a 3rd coat, so which tells me that this is not going to be enough to do 3 coats. I think it'd be best to do 3, but I only have enough to do 2, so that's going to have to suffice. But when we do start spraying the paint, it's going to be exact same process as doing the primer. I'm going to do the first coat just kind of really light. It's not going to be a covering coat, and then once I make my round through everything where I started, we'll have sat long enough that I can start with the 2nd coat. So yeah, 2nd coat is going to be a covering coat where you're going to want to make sure you get everything, especially in my case because I'm only going to have enough to do 2 coats. So if you buy 2 cans, you're able to do the 3rd coat. You're able to go over it after your 2nd coat and make sure, see if there's any places you missed, and make sure that you nail those places when you do your 3rd coat. I don't have that option, so I need to make sure I get it on the 2nd one. So like I said, I'm gonna let this stuff sit and we'll get it going. Alright guys, I got all of them painted. Now the actual calipers, I was able to get 3 coats of paint on, and the brackets for the calipers, I only did the 2 coats like what we talked about. So I did end up having just enough left in that can to go ahead and hit the calipers themselves with an extra coat. So I was like, you know, that's good enough. So I got them all sprayed, and they've been hanging out here drying for about, I want to say 2 hours maybe. So what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to take them all down, and hopefully I can get them all to fit on this little baking can. I have it covered with aluminum foil so I don't damage my girlfriend's pan because she'd choke me out. And then I have the oven preheated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we're going to do is get all these on that cookie sheet, put them in the oven at 200 degrees, and let them sit in there for 1 hour. For 1 hour. Dinner's done, y'all. Alright guys, they're still not done because, I mean, obviously they just sat in the oven for not 1 hour. Alright, I mentioned to you guys I was going to leave them in there for 1 hour. I ended up leaving them in there for 2 hours because after 1 hour when I checked on them, they felt kind of sticky. I guess that's normal to expect that because how hot it is, the paint will be a little bit sticky, but I wanted to overdo it and just kind of let them sit in there for longer. So I ended up letting them sit in there for 2 hours. So they've been sitting in the oven for 2 hours at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So they're really hot. I mean, there's heat radiating off of them right now. So I'm gonna have to let them just hang out for a while and cool off. So honestly, it's already getting kind of late in the night, and I got work in the morning, so I'm probably not even gonna get them installed today. I'm not gonna say probably. I'm not gonna get them installed today. So, but one thing that I am gonna do is show you guys what else I have for the car, the carbon fiber pieces you guys have been waiting for. So I'm gonna go grab those out of the house and set them up, and then I'm gonna show you. Alright guys, I have them in the garage, but first things first, man, I'm not showing you guys till you click that like button. You gotta push the like button before I turn this camera around. And I know whether or not you push it, okay? Because I can feel it. I can feel it right here. Every time you guys click the like button, I feel it right here. So, waiting and waiting. Still waiting. Alright, not everybody's clicked it yet. Okay, I've played this on long enough. Here they are. Alright, here they are. Oh, hang on. That's just Braven. Where'd they go, Braven?
I don't know.
Where are they at? Okay, hang on. Let's try this again. Here they... Oh! Hey! Alright, there they are. That's, one person actually guessed the right thing. Only one of you guys guessed what they really were, and yeah, that's what they are. Or seats, obviously. These are my Momo one-piece full carbon fiber seats. They're on sliders, so but I don't have the correct sliders for the car, so I will be making a video of actually cutting those things up and making them work. But well, you guys can't even see the carbon fiber. We gotta turn them around. There it is. All right, but check these things out, dude. They look freaking mint. I mean, they are expired, okay? Let's see when they expired. 2002. Now, I don't know if these are like the born on date, like the date that they're made, or if this is the actual expiration date. But either way, it doesn't really matter to me. It's not like I'm going to be like running in something where I need to have seats that aren't expired. I don't even know what to say. But either way, these are the seats that are going to be going in the hatch. So yeah, I'm actually excited for these, man. I think this is gonna be like one of the things that really makes this car stand out. You know, like, I mean, there's a lot of little stuff here and there that it's gonna catch people's eye, but I mean, I think these seats along with the hood, the mirrors, and you guys have actually given me some ideas with your guesses. The rear wing that I want to put on the car, I mean, I already have one, and it's not carbon fiber, but it's aluminum. I made it myself quite a while ago, and it's kind of a replica. Like, it looks a lot like the CCC Racing, the drag wings for the back. I mean, but it's just aluminum, it's painted black. I'm thinking about actually wrapping that with the carbon fiber vinyl, the same as CCC does theirs, but then trying to do like a clear coat over it to make it actually look like authentic carbon fiber. So when I do that, I will make a video on it. So if you guys want to do the same thing, and you know, at least you guys will know how. So there's that. I'm thinking about maybe doing the same kind of setup with the sunroof delete, and maybe a few other things, like some door panel, like maybe wrap the door panels or something. I don't know. I just want to have like a full on, but I don't want to get a lot of fake carbon fiber. You know, like we have a lot of real carbon fiber. I don't want to just spruce the car up with a bunch of fake carbon fiber. That's one thing I don't want to do. Maybe a couple little things here and there, but not like crazy. So either way, but that's my seats, man. You know what? I bet you guys want to see what they look like in the car, because I want to see what they look like in the car, and I want to take a picture of it for Instagram anyway. So let's do that real quick. Bam, there they are, man. You know what I love about this right now? Like, you guys are seeing this for the first time along with me. I mean, obviously I'm seeing it first, so I have to edit this and then post it for you guys to check it out. But this is my first time actually setting these seats in the car, okay? My first time. Now, what I love about this right now is, have you guys ever seen like somebody puts like a set of racing seats like this inside the car, and they just look huge in there? Like, they look ginormous, like it's touching up here, you know? Dude, these things like fit. They just fit in here so perfect, man. And look at that carbon fiber, dude. Oh my God, that is beautiful. And it goes so good with the color too. I can't wait till we get the hood done, the mirrors. Hell, I can't wait till we get the car done. I cannot wait till we get the car done, dude. This is like amping me up right here. But yeah, tell me what you guys think, man, how they look. I mean, look at it from the front. You know what I mean? They don't have that ginormous, like, out of place look to them. You know what I mean? They don't look like, holy crap, those things are huge. Like, I'm surprised you could shut the door. Alright guys, so that's today's video, man. I hope that was informative enough for you guys. If you guys are wanting to paint your calipers or something yourself, I hope I provided adequate enough information for you. So yeah, and I hope you guys like the seats. So if you guys like the video, make sure you click that like button, smash that shit, and leave any comments down below if you have any questions. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram already, make sure to hit me up on Instagram, man. Because I've been trying to make sure that I'm posting on there more often, at least twice a day. I'm trying to get something up there and keep you guys informed on what it is I'm doing outside of the channel. So yeah, make sure to follow me there. Thank you for Braven. I know you guys probably didn't see him a lot in the video, but he helped out a lot today with cleaning the brake calipers and getting stuff set up out back and everything. So it's always a pleasure to have him helping me. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So once again, thanks for hanging out with us, and peace out. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.